Well, today, Vice President Kamala Harris will head to Las Vegas to attend a campaign event focused on Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders. This comes as calls grow for President Biden to step down from the 2024 ticket following last month's debate performance. But would people vote for Harris if she were the presidential pick? Here's what some voters in Las Vegas had to say.
I think that she needs to be replaced as well. I don't think she should run again either.
And I think she's ready for whatever comes up. She had plenty of time to prepare herself for that position at the top or in the second seat.
I absolutely think she can lead the country.
I don't really know a whole lot about her. She's been pretty kind of in the shadows, so to speak, since Biden took office.
All right, so CBS News campaign reporter Nidia Cavazos is in Las Vegas for the vice president's event. So first off, I'll ask you about what the vice president is doing in Las Vegas.
And Marie, good morning. We see a lot of attention on Kamala Harris, especially as there are many calls on Biden to drop out. Today, she's going to be here in Vegas, and she's going to be speaking at a campaign event that's focused, as you mentioned, on Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders, Islander communities here in Vegas. And all of this, of course, is part of her campaign efforts and her efforts to shore up support, especially among key demographics here in the state of Nevada, and especially among groups where support and enthusiasm has been lagging. Now, this is Harris' sixth trip to Vegas or to Nevada in just 2024 alone, and we can expect her later today to establish a contrast between President Biden, his administration, and that comparison to the administration of former President Donald Trump.
So let's talk a little bit more about the importance of the black vote. According to exit polls, Biden beat Trump among black voters in 2020. In fact, during the primary, it was really the black vote that helped to turn things around for him. How crucial is the black vote in this election?
The black vote in this election is going to be very, very critical. It's part of a group that can essentially help Biden and Harris get to the White House. We saw that that's what happened in 2022. In 2020, the black vote was essential to send Biden and Harris to the White House. And so this is also why we're going to continue to see a heavy emphasis on courting black voters' support. We see it from President Biden just this past weekend. And if we take a look at the vice president's agenda for the month of July, we see an emphasis on courting black voters. We saw this past weekend that she was speaking at the Essence Festival of Culture in New Orleans, and this was all, of course, to lay out her message and to court black voters.
And how is she doing with the black voters?
But over the past weekend, we saw a lot of enthusiasm from black voters, especially as she was addressing many black women. She was there to, again, establish the contrast between the Biden and Harris administration and what it was compared to Trump's administration. But she was also there to campaign for reproductive rights. And of course, we know that this is a topic that many women in the room were very enthusiastic about. In fact, it was when she would speak about this is when we saw the most enthusiasm. We saw many applauses and cheering from the crowd. And so we know that there's a lot of enthusiasm amongst black women. And when we spoke to some of them at the festival this past weekend, a lot of them were saying that, they're going to continue to support Biden. But if in the case that, he were to step out, given that he is facing some of these calls, they would very much support Harris. And yesterday, when we were here in Vegas talking to some of the voters, we get also a mixed reaction from black voters. Some of them say they want more information on Harris, that they haven't seen much, but others say that they will completely support her if it comes down to that in 2024.